Yeah, tough loss, tough result. Just game was really changed in the first 2 minutes. We just didn't arrive, and for whatever reason, but we got ourselves back in the game. Obviously later in or in the second half. Look at the 2 goals that we gave up. They're on our errors or our turnovers, and then first one was, and the second one was on sort of their build and just getting pulled out. But look, you give Orlando credit; they've done a great job in rebuilding this roster and bringing in unbelievable players. And it's definitely a different group than we've played in the beginning of the season. So, you know, but I felt we did some good things, but I just felt we never really changed the gear in what we were trying to do. It was just there wasn't as much urgency for whatever reason. But we'll get back to work and see where this takes us.
We'll open up the questions, starting with Nick Schnicker.
Hey Sean, what was the message to the team at halftime? Because it seemed like some of the stats were there from the first half. I think it was 70% possession and about 90 pass accuracy. So was it just to it was eventually going to get there, or?
Well, we just never really changed the tempo, and they dropped off and stayed compact in their spaces. We just probably possessed just to possess, and we never had threatening movements in behind. We sat in front of their back line. We never pulled them out because they were just patient. They were up a goal, so they were content in just keeping their shape. And we just never, and then we try to resort to big balls, and that's just not who we are. We didn't have the pace to be able to get behind. We never broke the line, so we never won the second balls. But a lot of it was just changing tempo. When we changed the point of attack, we just went in the same pace and could never really look to combine. We never threw runners at them. All things we probably have done throughout the season, and today for some reason we just didn't. But credit to them, they locked it down in certain areas and made it difficult for us. But yeah, we didn't really show the patience, and then in the right moments change the gears and tempo to look to expose them.
Victoria.
Good evening, Sean. It just kind of seemed like this was one of those nights. What is a message that you give to the young players when you have a night like this where you can't quite get that out of second gear?
I mean, it's just, look, yeah, you have a young group, but we also have veterans on the team. And I haven't had to say this about, all year. So it's, you look at, we're coming off the result last week. Is there, people can say, is there a down moment? I don't look at it that way. It's just another opportunity. I think we have to show up focused from the first whistle. You could see it took us 10 minutes to get into the game, and then once we did, we sort of ran it a little bit. But it just allows for us to make sure that we're not content with what we've done so far. Yes, we've grown a lot. Yes, we played good football. Yes, we've changed a lot of things. But at the end of the day, people can say we're ahead of schedule and all that stuff. We don't look at it from a schedule dynamic. We look at it from playing the right way. And today we just didn't do enough to make them have to think. And that's part of it. And like I said before, there's not many times I've had to say that. So I just told them we move on. We just allow for, we go into an international break now. So timing is not great. How much can you really train when you're losing 7 to 8 players? But yeah, it's all part of being young, and these moments will make us better moving forward.
Speaking of young, and one of the bright spots tonight again was Manaka. What were your thoughts on her game tonight?
Yeah, I thought she had some good moments. Bright spot, scored a great goal. Thought the whole sequence was good. I just think, she was drifting in and out. Right, it was hard for her to find the spaces, and then we were in the same line. So, I think she's still adjusting, right? So I think if you don't allow her time and space, it becomes difficult, and then she becomes a little bit rushed. So yeah, I think as we just go back, look at the video, see what maybe different areas we could have put her in. And she cares so much, but she's not a robot. None of them are robots, and they're going to have moments like this. So it's not the end of the world by any stretch. It's 3-game season, and like I've said all along, regardless of what happens, it doesn't mean the season's a failure whatsoever. We lost the game. We'll be okay.